Hello guys, welcome to DTW Tutorials. Welcome. So in today's video, I'm going to be solving 8 GED math practice tests on algebra. Alright, so if this is your first time on this channel, DTW Tutorials, an educational channel on YouTube where we do free videos on maths and physics to support students. So please, if it's your first time, try to click the subscribe button to support us to do more. Alright, and also if you have a problem in a particular topic in maths, please feel free drop comment so like I can solve GED math practice tests on those topics. Okay, so please mention the topic you have problems in so I can just gather around maybe up to 5 questions on that topic to solve for your better understanding. All right, and also I'm going to drop the link to our previous video we've done on GED. I think 15 questions we solved. I'm going to drop the link in the video description box. Okay, so try to check there and also check other things we offer. All right, so thank you. So let us get on to the video now. Question 1 says evaluate the expression this if A is equal to -2 and B is equal to 4. Okay, so follow me closely now. So we have, this is the expression, the algebraic expression here. So we have 2 brackets A minus B all squared, then divided by 3. Okay, so we're meant to put the value of A as -2 into this equation and also the value of B as 4 into the equation. All right, so we have here 2. Where is A? A will be what? -2, and we have a minus here, and B is a positive 4, so we'll drop a 4 here. All what? Squared, divided by 3. Okay, so let's resolve what is in the bracket first, and we have a -2 minus 4. I hope you know what this will give us. This is going to give us what? A -6. How do you do this if you don't understand the rules of signs also? Okay, I'm going to drop I did a video on understanding the rules of your positive and negative during the operation, doing operations on addition and subtraction, multiplication and division. Okay, so I'm going to drop the link also in the video description box so you could also watch that video to understand, so you can understand the rules involved in solving these particular operations. All right, so here we have -2 minus 4 will give us what? -6. Okay, so we're going to perform an addition and we're going to drop the negative sign. All right, so we have here 2 bracket -6 all squared divided by 3. And what is -6 squared? That is -6 times what? -6. And when a negative multiplies a negative, we are going to get what? A positive. And 6 times 6 will give us what? 36. So we have a positive 36. So here we have 2 brackets what? 36 divided by 3, and this bracket means what? Multiplication. So we have 2 times what? 36 divided by 3. Here 3 can go here 1, and 3 in 36 will go how many times? 12 times, because 3 times 12 is equal to what? 36. All right, so here we are left with 2 times what? 12. And what is 2 times 12? 2 times 12 is what? 24. So 24 is our right answer here, and our right option here is option E. Question 2 of our GED math practice test on algebra. It says factor this what? Algebraic expression. Okay, how do we? This is what? Factorization under algebra. Okay, so the first thing we have to do is, what are the factors of what? 28. And the factors of 28 will be what? 1, 2. Okay, let's write it this way. We have what? 1, 2. The next factor is what? 4, because 4 can go in 24. The next in 28, I mean. And the next factor will be what? 7, because 7 can go also in 28. And our next factor is what? 14. All right. And finally, we have what? 28. Okay, to get a factors of a number are numbers that are divisible by that number. Okay, if you divide 28 divided by 1 is still what? 28, and 2 divided by 28 will give us 14. 4 divided by 28 will give us 7, and 7 divided by 28 will give us 4, and 14 divided by 28 will give us 2, and finally 28 divided by 28 will give us what? 1. All right, so these are the factors of what? 28. Now, after getting the factors of this number here that doesn't have a coefficient, Okay, when you see questions like this and they said factor this, you go to the number that doesn't have a coefficient, find the factors first. So that's what I did here. Now the next thing you have to do is then the next digit that carries a coefficient of just x, not x square. Okay, a coefficient of x. All right, so the next digit is what? 11. Is that not it? Now you're going to find from the factors of 28, what numbers can we add or subtract that would give us what? 11. All right, and here we have a positive what? 11. If it was a negative 11, there will be a different case scenario. All right, but here we have a positive 11. So what can we add from these factors that would give us what? 11. Now if we say 1 plus 2 is 3, it's not 11. If we say 2 plus 4 is 6, it doesn't equate to 11. If we say 2 plus 7, it's what? 9, it doesn't equate to what? 11. If we say 2 plus 14, that will give us 16, and it doesn't equate to 11, so we can't use those numbers. But if we say 4 plus 7, that will give us what? 11. All right, 4 plus 7 will give us what? 11. So we are going to use 4 and 7. All right, okay, so how do we do this now? The next step now you write x squared plus, now you have to first of all start with the smallest number, which is what? 4x plus 7x plus what? 28. You can see that these two numbers, 4x plus 7x, will give us what? 11x. Is that not it? Okay, so now we can now factor out. All right, so we have this and we have this. Now what is common to x squared and 4x? X is common, so you bring out x and open the bracket, you drop your x here, remainder x, then plus 4. All right, then close your bracket. You can see if you open up this bracket, x times x will give us what? X squared, and x times 4 will give us what? 4x. So we are correct. All right, so plus, what is common to 7x and 28? All right, 7 is what? Common. All right, because if you divide 7 by 7 will give us 1, and 28 divided by 7 will give us what? 4. Okay, so we bring out 7 here, bracket, x would remain if we divide by 7, plus if we divide 28 by 7, 4 would what? Remain. Okay, so we see now we have the same coefficient here, so we can now what? Factorize. So we now have our final answer as what? X plus 7. All right, bracket. So these two also carry the same factor, and we now say x plus 4. Okay, so the factors of this equation is what? Open bracket, x plus 7, close bracket, then open bracket, x plus 4, close bracket. So this is our answer, and our right option here is option B. And in algebra, it's always good you what? You bring the lowest factor first. That's why you can see our answer says what? X plus 4 bracket x plus 7. It's just like arranging your ABC. Instead of bringing B first before A, all right? So it's just arranging, all right? So the smaller number first before the bigger number. So this is our right answer, and where our right option is option. Question 3 of the GED Math Practice Test on Algebra says, what is the sum of the areas of the rectangles as a polynomial in simplest form? Okay, so we have how many rectangles here? A, B, C, D. 4 rectangles. Okay, and the question says, what is the sum of the areas of the rectangles? All right, and what's the formula for finding the area of a rectangle? It is what? Length times breadth. And the question says, what's the sum of all these areas of this different rectangle? Okay, so let's try to find the area of rectangle A first. Rectangle A is what? X times what? That's your length times your breadth. So x times x. Let me write x this way so we don't confuse it. Okay, so x times what? 2x, and this will give us what? 2x squared. Okay, for rectangle B, we have what? X times what? 2. So we have x times 2, which will give us what? 2x. For rectangle C, we have 4 times 2x. So we have 4 times 2x, which will give us what? What's 4 times 2x? Give us 8x, okay? 4 times 2 is what? 8. And remember, don't forget your x, okay? So D is equal to, what's the area of rectangle D? We just have a 2 and a 4. So that's what? 2 times 4. And this will give us what? 8. So the question says, what is the sum of all the areas of this what? Rectangle. So we're just going to add the sum of all the areas. So here we have what? For rectangle A, we have 2x squared plus for rectangle B, we have 2x plus for rectangle C, we have what? 8x. Then plus for rectangle D, we have what? 8. Okay, so from here, let's simplify. This carries the same coefficient. So 2x plus 8x will give us what? 10. All right, that's 2 plus 8 will give us 10. And don't forget your coefficient. So we have what? 2x squared plus what? 10x plus 8. Okay, so this is our answer here. And our right option is option D. Question 4 of the GED Math Practice Test on Algebra, it says, which equation can be used to find 4 consecutive integers whose sum is 54? Okay, so we're to look for an equation that can be used to find 4 consecutive integers whose sum is what? 54. Okay, so now we have to form equations here. So let us assume that the first integer is what? X. All right, that's the first integer. We're going to, and the question says 4 consecutive what? Integers. All right, so the next integer, since it's consecutive, it's just like saying consecutive is like saying 1, 2, 3, 4, counting. All right, in an order. All right, okay, so the next integer will be what? X plus 1. All right, since if the, for instance, let's say our first integer is 1. To get 2, we have to say is what? 1 plus 1. Is that not it? To get 2, the second integer, to get the second integer. To get the third integer, it has to be 1 plus what? 2. All right, and to get the fourth integer, it has to be 1 plus 3, which will give us what? 4. All right, so here the next integer will be what? X plus what? 1, whatever the case may be. Okay, x can be 14, can be 70. So to get the second integer, since we are told 4 consecutive what? Integers, you have to do x plus what? 1. That's for your second integer. For the third one, we have to do x plus what? 2, which is the third integer. Then for the fourth integer, we have to do what? X plus what? 3. Okay, so these are 4 consecutive what? Integers. All right, and the question says which equation can be used to find 4 consecutive integers whose sum is 54? Okay, when you see questions like this, just interpret exactly what the question says. So the question says whose sum is 54. So we're going to add up all this and equate to what? 54. So we have here x plus, all brackets, x plus 1 plus x plus 2 plus x plus what? 3 equal to what? 54. All right, so here we can simply open brackets easily, since the signs in front of it is what? A positive. If it was a negative, you know surely that the negative sign will affect the signs inside the bracket. All right, so we can just easily open, since everything here is a positive. All right, since we are summing, so we have here x plus what? X plus 1 plus x plus 2 plus x plus 3 equal to what? 54. Let us group all x. So we have x plus x, another x here, and another x here. And let's group the another x. Let me write this down. And let's group the numbers. We have what? 1 plus 2 then plus 3 equal to what? 54. And what is x plus x plus x plus x? That will give us what? 4x. And what is 1 plus 2 is 3, and 3 plus 3 is what? 6. So we have plus 6 equal to what? 54. All right, so this is the question that would help us, that we can use to find 4 consecutive integers whose sum is what? 54. All right, so this is our right answer, and our right option here is option B. Question 5 of the GED Math Practice Test on Algebra, it says, what is y if y is equal to 7 bracket x minus 9 close bracket and x divided by 2 minus 5 is equal to 4. Okay, here we have to since we've been given y is equal to 7 and we have an x here, and so we on this equation, first equation, we have two unknowns, and in this the second equation we just have one unknown, which is what, x. So we can easily look for x in this equation, then substitute the value of x into this equation so we can get what, y. Alright, so let us look for x from this what equation. So we have here x divided by 2 minus 5 equal to what, 4. Okay, so the first thing we do is carry minus 5 to the other side. And remember, when you're carrying a sign to the other side, the sign changes to the opposite what sign. So carrying minus 5 to this side of the equation, it becomes what, plus 5. So we have x divided by 2 equal to 4 plus 5. Alright, and what is 4 plus 5? That will give us what? A 9. Is that not it? 4 plus 5 will give us 9. Okay, so the next thing we have to do, we have to what? Cross multiply so we can get x. And here, this is 9 divided by 1. So when we cross multiply, 1 times x will give us what? X. And 2 times 9 will give us what? 18. Alright, so we have gotten our value for x as what? 18. The next thing is to substitute this value of x, which is equal to 18, in this equation so we can get what? Y. So here we have y is equal to 7 bracket x minus 9 close bracket. So we have here 7 bracket, what is the value for our x is what? 18 minus what? 9 close bracket. Alright, so y will be equal to what? 7. And what is 18 minus 9 will give us what? 9. Alright, so here this is a bracket here, so this is a multiplication. So we have 7 times 9. Alright, and what is 7 times 9? 7 times 9 will give us what? 63. So y is equal to 63. And our right option here is option D. Question 6 of the GED Math Practice Test on Algebra, it says, what is the perimeter of the figure? Okay, so you have this figure here, a trapezium. What is what? The perimeter. And you know, anything about perimeter is just adding the values of all the sides. Okay, so once you add up all this algebraic what expression, all right, so what do we have here? The first side is what? X plus 2y, all brackets, plus open bracket 3, let's put this one, 3x minus y plus all bracket 2x plus 3y, then plus, then the final one, 5x plus what? Y. All right, okay, so let's now, since the signs here in front of the brackets are all positive, so we can easily what? Open up, because positive times any value here will still give us the same value. Positive times a negative value will still give us what? Negative. Okay, so we have finally here x plus 2y plus 3x minus y plus 2x plus 3y plus 5x plus y. Okay, so let's take the values that have the same coefficient on one side and the next on the other side. So let's start with x. So we have here x plus 3x, okay? Then plus, we have to look at the signs in front of the values, okay? Plus 2x, then the final x, the final value carrying coefficient of x is what? 5x. So we have plus what? 5x. So let's do for y. So we have a plus 2y. The next, we have a minus what? Y. Then here we have a plus 3y. Then here we have a what? Plus y. All right. So let us sum up these values here. So we have x plus 3x will give us 4x, and 4x plus 2x will give us what? 6x, and 6x plus 5x will give us what? 11 what? X. That's 6 plus what? 5 will give us what? 11. So we have 11x. So here we have 2y plus 2y minus y is just like saying 2y minus y, which will give us y, and y plus 3y will give us what? 4. and 4 plus y will give us what? Plus 5y. I hope you followed me closely. Should I do it again? Okay, let me just repeat it. Here we have 2y minus y will give us what? Y. It's just like saying 2 minus 1, which will give us 1. And the coefficient here is what? Y. Alright? And y plus 3y, which is like saying 1 plus 3, which is what? 4y. And we have 4y, and 4y plus y will give us, that's 4 plus another 1, will give us what? 5y. So that's how we got what? 5y. So we have 11x plus 5y. This is our final answer, and our right option here is option A. Question 7 of the GED Math Practice Test on Algebra, it says evaluate this if y is equal to minus 2 and x is equal to 8. Okay, so we have here y squared bracket 4x minus what? Y, where y is minus 2 and x is what? 8. So we substitute these values into this equation. Alright, so here we have y squared, that is what? Minus 2 all squared bracket, we have 4 and we have x here, so we'll put the value of x as 8 here. So we have 4 bracket what? 8 bracket minus, remember, put your minus, then we have y as what? Minus 2, so to be minus 2 all brackets, then close the entire what? Bracket. Okay, so let us simplify this. What is minus 2 squared? That is minus 2 times minus 2, and minus times minus will give us a positive, so we have a positive, then 2 times 2 will give us what? 4. So we have 4 here bracket, here this is 4 into bracket 8, that is saying that it is what? 4 times what? 8. And what is 4 times 8? That will give us what? 32. Alright, so we are left with what? 32 minus bracket minus 2 bracket, or we will close the bracket. Okay, so we'll drop our 4 here bracket. Let's simplify this. When you have a negative here and negative, you know, this is saying this is a bracket here, so this is a multiplication sign in between them. So we have a negative times a negative, which will give us what? A positive. So we have 32 plus 2. Alright, close the bracket. And what is 32 plus 2? That will give us what? 34. Alright, and don't forget we have our 4 here, so this is 4 bracket 34, which is saying 4 times multiplied by 34. And what is 4 multiplied by 34? We are going to get a 136. So this is our answer, and our right option here is option E. Final question here in today's video, which is question 8 of the GED Math Practice Test on Algebra. It says if the square of a number is added to the number increased by 4, the result is 60. If n represents the number, which equation can be used to find n? Okay, let us carefully interpret this question together. All right, you know, when you see questions like these word problems, I think the next video I'm going to do is questions on word problems. Okay, so watch out for that video also. All right, so when you see questions like this, you have to carefully interpret it. All right, exactly as the question says. So it says if the square of a number is added to the number, all right, increased by 4, the result is 60 if n represent the number. Okay, so let's say n represent the number, so we are given what the number should be represented as. If we're not given, we'll just assume x. Okay, but here in this question we're given we should represent it as what? N. So n, so we're going to use what? N. So here, if the square of a number, so n, the square of n is added to the number, that is the same number n, so plus n, increased by 4, that is you add again, plus 4, the result is 60, equal to what? 60. Alright, so this is our answer. You can see how easy it is to just interpret this question. All you need is just patience, and you can calm yourself down and what? Interpret the question. Alright, so this is the answer. Just simply the square of a number, which is n square, added to the same number plus just the ordinary number, no square, n, then increased by 4 plus 4, and what? Equal to what? 60. So this is the answer, and our right option here is option C. Alright, so thank you for staying tuned to the end of this video. Thank you from DTW Tutorials. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, share this video with your friends, your family, your loved ones preparing for the GED math test. And don't forget, Jesus Christ is coming soon. Give your life to Christ. You are destined to win. Bye.